Blog Talk Radio.
This is the Wealthy Wednesday radio show with Luci McMonagle, helping you create a lifestyle and business that you love. Luci is an intuitive success coach who specializes in assisting and training for lifestyle and business success. As a member of your own university and an associate member of the Women's Speakers Association, she brings over 20 years of serial entrepreneurship, internet business training, and financial training to the table. Luci is on a mission to empower and inspire holistic entrepreneurs to become wealthier. Let's begin that journey together as we welcome the host of the Wealthy Wednesday radio show, Luci McMonagle.
Hi. I am so incredibly grateful that you're here with me today and listening. Today, we're going to be discussing a lot of different topics to help you. To let you know, the Wealthy Wednesday radio show is for holistic entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, fempreneurs, and small business owners that are interested in their knowledge, education, skills, and abilities to be increased. It's my goal to empower, inspire, and to help you become more wealthy. Don't forget to like our Facebook page at facebook.com Wealthy Wednesday Radio. That's facebook.com/Wealthy Wednesday Radio. And today's Wealthy Wednesday Radio show, we're going to cover on how to get clear on your values, your goals, your dreams, how to eliminate things that cause you overwhelm and drain your energy, and how to create new habits, ways of being, and having a millionaire mindset to live a more joyful life. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you so much again. So I'm going to cover as much as I possibly can in this short radio show. So thank you for listening. As a woman of a very full life, I know that there are so many great radio shows out there that you can listen to. But we can't make all of them. So many of us are very selective on what we do listen to, and we want to be able to have a ton of value. I've created today's show with this idea. For I truly value your time as much as I value mine. Just to be clear, this show is for entrepreneurs who want to make quantum leaps in their business. You want to avoid making the costly and time-sucking mistakes that so many of us entrepreneurs do start having when we first start. You want to enjoy the feeling of financial freedom now, not some date in the far distant future. So here's the thing. I talk to women every single day who say they'd love to start their business, they'd love to start building their business. And when I ask them what you're doing to achieve your dreams, and the answer almost always breaks my heart. There's such a huge discrepancy between what they say they want to do and what they're actually doing. If that's you, if you're one of those women who say you want to achieve some big dream, but you're not taking action on getting closer to whatever that is, you probably feel like there's something wrong with you. You probably might think maybe you're lazy or unmotivated. Maybe you think you don't want success that much, or that somehow you might be broken. Well, here's what you need to know. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. You are not unmotivated. Neither are you lazy. And it is not hopeless. You're in pain because you've tried before and it didn't work. And when you think of trying again, it just hurts too much. If you see yourself in anything that I've said up until now, then you're certainly at the right radio show for today. I want to empower you, and I'm so excited to share this transformational content with you. I'm so very excited. Because here's the thing. You're in pain pain right now, and it will hurt. It will hurt for a while, but it won't hurt for as long as you think it will. And there's only way that you can make the hurt go. The only way to make your hurt go away is to start now. And with that said, I want you to take a moment right now and set a clear intention that you will get exactly what you need from this radio show today. You are going to take a ton of notes if you desire, if you're not driving, and have amazing breakthroughs and aha moments. So don't worry like you feel like you missed something. Remember, there'll always be a recording of this, and you can listen to it again and again. And I really do want you to listen to it again because I know you'll get something more out of it each and every time you listen. I promise you are going to learn a ton and know how to apply what we learn right away today. So here's what we're going to cover. How to remove your negative thoughts that are preventing you from success. Start discovering your relationship with money. How to define your values. Asking yourself what you really want. How to make your big dreams a reality. And how everyone is in your life to benefit you. And how to set powerful affirmations to keep yourself going when the going gets tough. And gratitude attracts more of what you want. Plus, we're going to be covering how to get to the root of your fears so that they become your allies. And meditation made simple and easy. What would it mean to you to know that you have everything you need right now to shine a big light in the world, but you just need a system that shows you how, and real-time guidance and accountability to make sure you do the work, and that it never feels hard. You would do anything, wouldn't you? I know I would, and I have. I only have this radio show with you right now, and I want to share with you what I found out about myself, my passion, and my power. You see, I figured out exactly how I did it, and that allowed me to share it with dozens of clients who have experienced the same amazing transformational results in their lives that I've had in mine. All of this information is taken directly from my Financial Freedom Business Program and from my 90 Days to Profits program. These are my signature system programs designed to help you make quantum leaps in your business very quickly. I'll let you know more about that for sure. But for right now, for everyone with me, I would like to get started so that we can ensure that you get the most out of this radio show. So first I want to share where I'm coming from. And I'm going to talk about how you can start creating money manifestation in your life right now. As a financial alchemist and a money magician, I feel inspired to help you and others discover ways to becoming financially independent without burning out. I understand the financial struggle and strife. I grew up in a single-family home on welfare. My mom had to make clothes for myself and my sister because it was actually cheaper than purchasing them at that time. This was a really tough start for me. I was really angry because I actually started working when I was 11 years old, and I continued to work. Sometimes I would have 2, 3, 4 different jobs, and it definitely showed with the lack of sleep. This was when I was much younger, and after I had my first child, it was very, very difficult because I didn't know a lot of the basics of financial literacy, and I didn't know how to manage it. But when I finally hit the wall was when I had to make decisions between feeding myself, paying rent, or feeding my son. And when I reached that breaking point, I was in an all-time low depression. And as I clawed myself out of this depression, I made a vow to myself that I would never be poor again, and I renounced poverty as a part of my life. I did have to set up my game, and I have had to create my own opportunities. But once you make a firm decision and you keep working on it, it soon becomes your reality. And I want to tell you, it is not a hopeless situation. You can change around your situation. When people say that they're broke, what they really mean is they feel broken in spirit and in mind. Because in our society, if you are not wealthy, then you're looked upon as somehow being a bad individual. Or people treat you in a different way when they think that you're poor than what they treat you when they think you're wealthy. I've never really truly understood this, but I do know the feeling. I've discovered that 80% of what was holding me back mindset is the way I was thinking. And it really only took me 20% of effort to go from rags to riches. And I finally made some major breakthroughs. By the time I was 24, I was able to purchase my first house as a single female, and I was working part-time. I've discovered the secrets of manifesting money and managing it well. Truthfully, it's really not how much money you make. It's your mindset and how well you manage it. Money loves a direction and a vision. And I mean doing this legitimately, without greed, without slimy sales tactics, without dishonor, or having to do things that you absolutely despise. There are simple and easy techniques you can use to change your mindset. These secrets are the main ingredient, the main key for manifesting money and managing it so well that you can design the life of your dreams. I'm going to give you as much information as I possibly can in this short radio show, but for those of you who want to go deeper with me, I can show you how to do that. The first step is learning how to pull out the weeds. What are weeds, you're asking? You want me to go into your garden? No. What I call weeds are the negative thoughts that are in your mind that are preventing your prosperity from growing from the seeds. You see, I started this little trick a long time ago. I'd pretend that my mind was a field, and it was overwhelmed with weeds. And when I started going through and I started plucking each and every weed, which was a negative thought, I started creating room for planting and flourishing what I wanted in my life. I have the steps on how to do this process in my free gift for you on my website at lucimcmonagle.com. That's LuciMcMonagle.com. I'd love for you to sign up for my free Prosperous Life Easing book on my website. It's truly not your fault that your financial situation is not where you'd like to be. You've been convinced by marketers to give away your dollars for possessions that are supposed to make you happy. In reality, after accumulating all kinds of possessions, did you really feel happy? Or was it just a quick fix for an emotional need that you had at the time? You may even have a house filled with items that you probably don't use. I completely understand that. I used to have a house chock full of stuff. But I discovered the keys to financial freedom, and I'd like to get more in depth with you about how you can do the same. But I do not have the time to fully explain this in this short radio show. But as I do promise that at the end of the show, I will let you know how to contact me. Most people believe that they just make more money, they'll be happier. Well, that's partly true, but it's also a myth. Other people believe that if they just stop spending so much money, they'll have more money. There is truth in this too, but it's not going to make you all that much wealthier. I think one of the greatest myths that is out there is that you would just learn how to budget your money, then you'd be fine. There is validation in all of these, and I have taught financial literacy. But throughout the years that I did teach financial literacy, I also found out that these really are not the way to fix everything. They do help. It is important that you understand how money works. But there's actual step-by-step formula that you have to use in order to get to financial freedom. I want to remind you that it's really not your fault for not being in the situation you're currently in. You simply did not know any better at the time. And when I was younger, I didn't know any better either. But any situation that you may be in is something you can figure out. But in order for you to learn the basics of financial freedom and designing a life that you love, there's certain steps and certain keys that you need. One of the first keys is to figure out the type of relationship you have with money. So when you have a moment, do this little exercise. Close your eyes and imagine you prepared this really nice gift inside a beautiful, beautiful box that you want to give to another person, somebody that you really care about. Imagine walking up to this person with the gift in your hands. You're smiling, you feel so happy. You reach out your hand to this other person and you hand this gift to them. Now take a moment to sense how that feels. When you give this gift to another person, does that make you feel good? Does it make you feel happy in some way? Now take a couple of deep breaths. And now imagine seeing somebody carrying a gift and coming up to you. This person is coming closer and closer. And when they are next to you, see them smiling and handing you this particular gift. Reach your hands out and take the gifts in your hands. Now while you're imagining holding this gift, sense on how this makes you feel. Does it kind of make you feel a little bit leery, a little bit excited, somewhat vulnerable? Do you feel the same when money is handed to you? Do you feel a little leery, a little vulnerable? You see, most people do not like the feeling of being vulnerable. So therefore, they are not completely open to receive. And this is especially true when it comes to receiving money, wealth, and riches. Take a few more moments and a few more breaths and reach your arms up and into the air and open them wide. Close your eyes and tell yourself, and if I told you money is starting to come into your life as if it's falling from the sky. Now, take a moment and sense how you feel from what I just said. Money is starting to come to you as if it is falling out of the sky. What is the first thought that comes to your mind? Was the first thought so fast you could barely catch it? Did you try to quickly ignore it and change it? Thoughts are very, very quick. And many of us are not even aware that we have so many thoughts that sabotage us. Most individuals tell me that their first thought was something like, oh yeah, right. Yeah, like that's going to happen to me. Well, others, they tell me that they just don't understand. But I want to tell you that it is true that money will start coming to you and you'll start being able to attract more money into your life. But there are a few simple techniques to do so that you can see this coming to you. You see, money is everywhere and it's all around us. And so is abundance. It is not the kind of job that you have. You can have two people who have the exact same job. One is very wealthy and the other is very poor. Why is that? I can tell you more on the details towards the end of this radio show. I also am able to use my intuitive abilities by telling you where you are currently heading with your mindset and what it will take to move forward in your life to get where you want to go. But the thing is that the more money flow with ease into your life, it's going to take some work. And this will make a good start for you. So there's something I'd like you to write down right now, if you're not driving. Am I willing right now to give up the good to make room for the great? Are you really ready to give up good to become great or greater? This might sound like a very strange question to you, but in order for you to accomplish greater and greater things, you have to give up the basic goods simply so you can have a better, great life. So if you're ready to stop playing small and safe, and you would like to have some more information, I have Wealthy Wednesday blog posts that help empower you and give you business tips. You can go to my website at lucimcmonagle.com/blog, and there's many, many different articles for you to read. But this show is geared for you to take action and to make room for you for great now. This show is for you if you want to become a great entrepreneur, a great business person, or you just want to have more wealth and money in general. So here's the thing. Many entrepreneurs do not know how to express their greatness, and so they try to blend in and act normal. If you were supposed to be just normal, it wouldn't hurt so much to have that thought. And there's a reason that you hurt when you think, who am I to want more? Why can't I be happy with just what I've got? Because quite simply, it is not true that you shouldn't want more and that you can be happy with what you've got. You are here to give so much more, and it is a disservice not to. And that's why it hurts so much, because you are betraying yourself and your purpose by not expressing your true greatness. The choice is yours, and sometimes it is really, really hard, because I've been there. I know what it's like to try to play small and be invisible, and I'm here to hold your hand and help you become more successful, to become more greater than what you are. What I do is I combine over 20 years of experience in a step-by-step formula in my easy programs. If you're ready to take the next step, I do offer a free complimentary clarity session. This clarity session will explore if we'd be a good fit for working together. Now, this is not a high-pressure sales call. This is generally me wanting to help you and to determine whether or not my particular expertise is able to help you. You can receive this free clarity call from my website at lucimcmonagle.com. Simply scroll down a bit, and on the right-hand side, click on the button that says, click here to schedule your free clarity call session. So before I get into sharing more elements, I'd like to take a small radio break to listen to our sponsors.
Ladies, are you one of those millions of women still suffering from the pain and devastation of divorce? 21 of the world's top divorce recovery experts will be available free at the Better Than Ever After Divorce World Online Healing Summit. Sign up today and access your free ebook, Living Again After Divorce, by Dr. D. Adio Moses at betterthanEverAfterDivorce.com. It is free and you deserve it.
Join Luci McMonagle, host of the Wealthy Wednesday radio show, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Listen to excellent entrepreneurs as they reveal some of the tips and tricks they use to better their personal and business lives. To listen, visit blogtalkradio.com/your own university radio. The Wealthy Wednesday radio show. Check in with your intuition.
Welcome back to the Wealthy Wednesday radio show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle. I really appreciate you listening today and wanted to thank you for taking the time so that you can learn more and educate yourself. Today we're talking about inspiring your greatness, and I'd like to share some elements of my 90 Days to Profits and my 6 months to Financial Freedom programs. But before I get too excited about that, I really looked hard to see what exactly I did in order to create success. And I've developed some signature programs for you to help you. In my programs, you'll get clear on your values, goals, and dreams. You'll be able to make more money. You'll be able to eliminate the things that cause you overwhelm and drain your energy, create new habits, and most importantly, you'll be able to take action to become healthier, wealthier, and happier. So you see, most people, they simply do not succeed for one reason, is that as soon as it starts getting really rough and they become confused and overwhelmed, they give up. And I truly understand this. I have taken breaks in between my success, and I get the pain because I've been there. But if that's been you in the past, with more education, more knowledge, and help, you can move forward. So what I've done in the past is I've stumbled upon, I've fallen, and I've had a really hard time picking myself up. And I want you to know that I would have picked myself up far faster if I would have had a coach that was helping me in order to move forward. Now, I'm going to share with you 6 simple steps to make quantum leaps in your business. Are you ready? So here we go. The first step is define your top values. Again, step number 1 is to define your top values. What do you really value? What's really important to you? In my coaching practice, I found that people think they know their values. However, when it comes down to defining them, a lot of people get stuck. I know I did when I first started this exercise. So take the time to get clear about what you believe in, and what truly feeds your soul is invaluable. Decisions can become clearer when you pause to think about how your actions and their consequences fit into your value system. The bottom line is that when our actions are in alignment with our values, we start becoming far more happier. So this is really, really important, and it's not to be a missed step. And that is why it is step number 1. So where do you start? Gloria Steinem famously said, you can always tell your values by looking at your checkbook or credit card statement. So your exercise is to look at those things and name 3 different things that you value. For me, my 3 values is making money, being service to others, and the freedom to design my life the way I choose. Did it surprise you that making money is one of my top values? It kind of surprised me. But then I couldn't avoid it because I pay so much towards my education, towards coaching programs that I personally am coached on, to help me get my gifts out into the world so that I can become greater. I've invested a lot of money in myself for years since I started back in my 20s. And after I got over the initial shock, it didn't really surprise me at all. To think about it, I can't really get my gifts out there so that I can meet you or so that I can help other people if I'm struggling just to survive. And I certainly wouldn't be able to produce this radio show for you if I was unable to have the internet or a computer or all of the other equipment that's required. So I would not have the time or the freedom to create my programs without MONEY. And, all honesty, you can't really express your true greatness if you're struggling. And for me, my greatest pleasures in life are actually free. That's why I'm doing this Wealthy Wednesday radio show, is to give you the knowledge, the skills, and the ability to help you move forward. A lot of the things that I do for free is I love going for nature walks. I love traveling and enjoying some ice-cold water on a hot summer day while I'm sitting on the porch and I'm watching the clear blue skies turn into a vibrant orange with pink hues. Those are the favorite things I enjoy doing. But none of that can be happening without money. It's the Maslow hierarchy of needs. You have to satisfy your basic needs for security, having a safe place to live, with the basic necessities and food to eat before you can do anything else. Now, how much money you need to feel secure, and then what you do with it is totally up to you. But do this 3 top values exercise, because you're going to find that your life is so much easier, happier, and more meaningful when your actions are in alignment with your values. The simple exercise will help you remove confusion, being stuck, and playing small. Plus, it's really easy to align with your greatness when you're in alignment with your values. Now, step number 2. Now that you've defined your values, ask for what you really, really, really want. This is step number 2. Ask what you really, really, really want. I think there's a magic in the last really. I keep a notebook and pen by my bedside. At the top of each page of the notebook, I write these questions. What do I want to be? What do I want to do? What do I want to have? Who do I want? What do I want to give? How do I want to feel? Again, this is my be, do, have, give, and feel list. So if you write these questions down, you'll actually start being able to get answers from these. And every night ask yourself the question, what do I really, really, really want? Relate it to those questions at the top of the pages on your notebook and let your subconscious work on it. I have found that when I sleep on it, I always have more clarity the next day. So every morning when you wake up, take your notebook and pad, and just for a few minutes, just write whatever comes up. I promise you'll soon have the answer and you'll start getting more clear. What does it mean to know what you really, really want? Once you get a good handle on what you really want to get ready really specific. When it comes to getting what you really want, vague goals are death. Without a vision, you shall perish. For example, a vague goal like, I want to make more money doing what I love. That's fantastic. Sounds like a good goal, doesn't it? But it will stop you in your tracks before you even get started. It would be much better to say, I have an idea of a service I'd like to offer, and I'm going to email 10 people I know who I think would be a perfect fit for it and ask if they are interested. And once you accomplish that goal, you can build on it. Now that I know they're interested, I need to hammer out the details of the program and deliver it. And then boom, there you are, making more money doing what you love. Here is how to use this specifically strategy. Ask yourself 5 times, what does that mean? For everything you want, and how does that look? For example, I want to make more money doing what I love. What does that mean and how does that look? I want to teach a workshop on creating art collages. That's an example. You would have to fill in the blanks. What does that mean and how does that look? I offer an art collage workshop before the holidays. Again, ask yourself, what does this mean and how does that look? Then you get more clarity. It's a 4-hour workshop on that place at the art space downtown on specify the date and how much you're going to charge. And then what does that mean and how does that look? Now you get down to the more details. I email everyone I know who said that they were interested. 5 people enrolled in the class, and that means that if I charged $100 per class, I just made $500, and that looks great in the checking account registry. So you see how asking those particular questions really helps you nail down exactly how you can word this so that you're clear. Because when you're clear, other people can understand what you are offering. And if you write out your offers in such a way that a 10-year-old could understand, then you know you've nailed it. Who do you think will be more successful? The vague person who says, I want to make money doing what I love? Or the person who says, what does this mean and how does that look 5 times and took decisive action? It's really no contest. The whole point is once you figure out your clarity, you take decisive action. Step 3. Once you determine what you really want and you know what that looks like, then you have a specific action plan. You want to support your specific actions with something a little less tangible, but equally as powerful. So step number 3 is to set powerful positive affirmations. Again, step number 3 is to set powerful positive affirmations. So what is an affirmation? It's simply a better feeling thought than whatever you're thinking right now. One of my favorite authors, Louise Hayes, is also my personal hero. She's the master of affirmations. If you haven't read her book, You Can Heal Your Life, I'd highly recommend it. This is one of the books that I started with that helped completely heal my life in my 20s. After I found this perfect book, I started purchasing copies for everyone I knew, and I gave it away for Christmas. It's truly amazing. And it appears to be very simple with just one concept. Your thoughts create your life. Well, I have found this to be true over and over again. And I especially love the part in this book where Hayes writes about how the first hour of the morning is the most critical for setting the tone for your day, and by extension, your life. As I quote Miss Louise Hay, we must teach people how to begin their day. The first hour of the morning is crucial. How you spend it will determine your experience for the rest of the day. Have you heard the expression, how you do anything is how you do everything? The sentiment is essentially the crux of Hayes' book. Think about that for a moment. If you can craft a powerful morning routine, you're more likely to have a good day. This begins to become the norm for you, and then you start to string these many good days together. Thus, you create a life worth living, and you begin to experience life as an exceptionally good life. It seems to happen as if you are becoming into divine blessings. It does not mean that nothing unexpected happens, but it does mean you will be able to manage all of the circumstances in your life with more ease and with more grace. So if you're struggling with not knowing who you are or what you really want to do with your life, I'm going to give you some very powerful affirmations that I want you to write down on several sticky notes and then put them around your house or put them in your car, anywhere you're likely to see them. Now, if you're driving, please do not try to write and drive at the same time. Here it is. I know, I'll know. This point is, you'll know, you don't know now, and that's okay. It is okay to give yourself permission to know that it's okay not to know where you're at or where you're going at this present moment. Think of it like this. You're not supposed to know just yet, but the knowledge and insights is coming soon, just like the money I mentioned earlier. It is coming into your life. And you'll know it when it arrives. Hence, your new affirmation is, I know, I'll know. Some of the other affirmations that I enjoyed is from Louise Hay is, this is a blessed day, and all is well. I have time for everything I need to do today. Ultimately, you must find an affirmation that works for you. It must ring true to you, must make you feel good. Say that I'm enjoying a wonderful love relationship may not be too much of a stretch, but saying I am on my way to enjoying a wonderful love relationship may work for you. So play around with the words. So when you do know what you really want, I want you to write down everything you want in your life in the present tense, as if it's already happening. Always construct affirmations in the present tense. While you're at it, write a list of your thoughts that you want to believe. To give you an idea of what I mean, I'm going to give you some to work with. Now, I don't want you to worry about scribbling these all down right now. Remember, this radio show will be available for replay, and if you've already downloaded and you're listening to it in your car or something, you can always re-listen to this. I'd really love for you to listen to this radio show for a second time, because I promise you're going to get a ton more out of it than you did the first time. And pay special attention to creating affirmations that resonate most powerfully with you. Write them out on sticky notes so that you can post them around your home, your car, and refer to them often. So without further ado, here are some affirmations that I absolutely love, and these are my favorite ones currently. The four winds of success now blow to me my own, from the north, south, east, and west. Now comes my unlimited good, under grace and in miraculous ways. What is mine by divine right and divine selection now comes to me in perfect ways and under grace. I open wide to receive and joyfully accept money, prosperity, and wonderful opportunities that are for my higher good. Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. Money flows to me with ease and with grace. My life is filled with an abundance of good. Today I claim my share. Miracles and magic follow me wherever I go. I know my value, my worth, and my honor. I open my mind and heart to illuminate my light, and I am grateful for the miraculous miracles in my life. My mind is open to the infinite supply of wealth, and I allow it to flow freely and generously into my life. Money is good. Money is energy. Money flows to me easily. It's my time now. I am ready for the next step. It is safe for me to be wealthy. Those are some pretty awesome affirmations, don't you think? I just love them. And I think I could fill a whole entire call with them plus more. But we're starting to run out of time, and I need to move on to the fourth step. So the fourth step to knowing who you are and what you want may seem a little counterintuitive, but it's to appreciate more. You absolutely need to appreciate more of what is in your life right now before you can accept more in your life. Even if your life is not all that great at this moment, this is really, really important. I know you will not be able to get to where you're going, where you want to go, if you're constantly focusing on what you do not have, if you're constantly focusing on where you're not at as of yet, if you're always looking at the grim side of life, you simply cannot make the quantum leaps in your life. I began to have an attitude of gratitude, and I was so incredibly grateful when I could pay my bills, even if I was just making the minimum payment on my debit cards and my credit cards. I was so grateful to be able to purchase food and have the basic necessities. I remember those days very, very clearly. And it makes me so incredibly grateful when I can have fresh, clean, cold water to drink, and when I have healthy fruits and vegetables to eat. I used to be so embarrassed when I purchased my clothes secondhand, and even those secondhand clothes were pretty worn out. I had to sew them together. So if nothing else, if you just do one thing out of all of I've mentioned in this radio show, appreciate more of what you have right now. This I started, and this is how I went from being extremely poor, from having practically no food in my cupboards, and having to decide between making food or paying rent or not having clothes that were up to standard. So if you start being grateful for the next 21 days, I promise you, you are going to start seeing a new beginning. And sometimes this happens fast, really fast. This is a major key to living a fulfilling and prosperous life. You begin to start feeling happier from the inside out. And when you start feeling happier, you stop worrying so much. And this completely shows on the outside. Having a satisfying daily life is more important to most people's sense of personal fulfillment than achieving some of the lofty goals such as winning the Nobel Peace Prize. How do you satisfy your daily life? Look for things that you appreciate. Look for things that you can express gratitude, even if it's the smallest glimmer. Maybe you might have to start with something really, really small, such as, I'm so grateful I am breathing without pain today. Or maybe you have a pet and you'd like to pet it and enjoy and how happy it seems. So make it a habit of looking for things that please you. And the more you start focusing on things that are pleasing to you, the more you find. Thus, you bring more of it into your life. If, in a day, you find more things to appreciate than you find fault with. You will start feeling happier and more satisfying by the end of it. Stringing together many similar days, and you will have a happy, more satisfying life. You are more satisfied to attract better opportunities, and other people want to start seeing you succeed because you're happy. You make them feel happy, and they appreciate you for that. So if you haven't already, it's time to start a gratitude journal. Now this is really a non-negotiable in my opinion, because in reality, would you want to help a grumpy, pessimistic person, or would you want to walk away from them as fast as you possibly can? So when I started this attitude of gratitude 20 years ago, I also started creating invisible acts of grace. And this is where I would give back. When I started getting more than enough money, I was able to share that money, and I was able to help people and contribute to other people that didn't have food. I was able to start helping in so many different ways. So you literally attract more good when you focus more on the things that you are grateful for. When you feel fearful of doing something, we're going to move on to step number 5. This is a bit counterintuitive also, but stay here with me. When you feel a bit fearful of doing something, start to ask your fear powerful questions and have a dialogue with them. Find out where this fear came from and how is it protecting you. Whether you call this fear your inner critic or your ego, you probably think your life would be much better without it. But not so fast. I don't think your fears are the real problem, because in the beginning, this was some type of device your internal self created to protect you from either feeling hurt, from becoming disappointed, or from some other feeling that was uncomfortable. Other times, it was somebody else's fear that you took on as your own. If you get in touch with the root of your fear and find the reason for why it is being triggered, then you really start to benefit in a big way. If you really listen to it, in fact, you'll be able to make friends with it. I actually use my fear now as a trusted and valued advisor, because I know that when I am faced with disappointment, that I can look back and see that these disappointments were a direct reflection of how fearful I was to take steps towards being greater. Now, I know that there will be people who do not like me, and I may have people that say things to me to keep me from succeeding, but I've made an agreement with my fear that I will examine the situation first, and if I'm heading in the direction that will cause some real harm, then I will listen to it and I'll turn around. This has made a huge difference in my life. Now, the tricky part is that your fear will jump up at you when you ignore it. You'll start having anxiety for no apparent reason in everyday situations. And eventually, this wears you out and drains you emotionally. This is the energy drains that I was talking about in the beginning of this radio show. So what do? Make friends with your fear. Validate your fear. And know that the what-ifs are really not necessary. It's not necessary for you to say, what if in 3 months from now, or next week, or next month, what if, and then list something that is really horrendous, something that's scary. That will just help you focus more and more on those fears. So, I'd like to thank you for being here on Wealthy Wednesday with me. We're going to take a really short break before we end this to play the sponsors ad, and then I'll wrap it up.
Imagine having more time and energy to get everything done. Your body is in perfect proportion, your relationships are thriving, and you have enough time to dream. Would you like to know how to live that way? Divine in 9 is a full body, mind, spirit online wellness event that takes the struggle and drama that keeps you waiting to enjoy your life while you fix yourself and gives you the tools to live your best life now. No matter what your past might have you believe, you are divinely made and have a divine purpose. Sign up for our teleseries at antiqualibby.com/programs. Hugs. Empowering women to feel, look, and be their best. Sometimes we just need a hug and some inspiration to remember how great we are. I've been leading women who have suffered the pain and self-doubt that comes after abuse to their true beauty and power for decades. Tune in each Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern, when Hugs reaches out to you. Listen from your own computer at uscradioproductions.com. Learn more about me, Antica, and listen to past shows at antiqualibby.com. That's ANTIQUALIBBEY.com.
Welcome back to the Wealthy Wednesday radio show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle. Thank you so kindly for sharing your time with me today. I am so incredibly appreciative. Today we covered the different elements and how you can become greater and help you overcome a lot of the difficulties with a simple 5-step program. Now, if you'd like to get more value, if you would like to move forward and really truly experience your greatness, I'm available for a free clarity call. Yes, I said free. It's a 30-minute free clarity call. You can find out whether or not I can help you get more clarity if you go to my website at lucimcmonagle.com. That's LuciMcmonagle.com. Then scroll down a little bit and schedule your free clarity call. Once you click on that icon to schedule your free clarity call, you'll be brought to my calendar. You'll be able to book me automatically, even if it's 2 a.m., and you'll be able to download a questionnaire to help you get started getting more clarity. I'd like to thank you again for listening to Wealthy Wednesday Radio Show. We've run out of time, but I am really grateful that you've been here. Listen again next week as we cover more topics. Until then, stay blessed.
Thanks for listening to the Wealthy Wednesday Radio Show with Luci McMonagle every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join us next time for more in the way of expert interviews with excellent guests and entrepreneurship and business tips that'll help you better your personal and business life. For excellent resources and to personally contact Luci McMonagle, visit lucimcmonagle.com. Until next time, so long, everybody.